everybody, Scott here with Founding Champions, and I'm bringing to you a deck profile. This deck is my Orc No Combo deck that I used to win at GenCon. The list has been up on my Patreon, but now it is in video form, so full video form this time, not just showing part of the cards, but we're going to go ahead and kick this off with 2 War Boss Recruiters. This guy's giving you your free actions because it's going to draw the card that you normally would have at the end of the turn and sometimes deploy it. So lots of bonuses there. And then our Turbo questing card here, Riptooth Megaboss. Easy to get, so you just play a dude. That dude will likely do damage when he rotates. Play one of our many abilities, and then sometimes even play an ability to activate this, or just wait for our guy to continue finishing his rotation. So, and then he progresses himself every time one of our guys removes a highlighted unit. So, and you're going to see how he can go even faster. We have Ushering the Wall, pretty staple. Smash and Bash, very combo-esque. Solid 5 damage. Prophet of the Wall, gain us more actions. And Cruisin' for a Bruisin', one of my favorite blessings in the deck. No drawback besides just having to wait maybe a turn, a couple turns. You can activate both of those clunkies in your next turn, depending on how it's been set up. Next is the 3 Wall Chanters. And then Prowling Wolf. This is what I've been talking about with, this is probably the most combo-y card in the deck, because you play this guy, that will rotate him. And then it will, if it activates its ability to remove your opponent's creature, the damage part will rotate this, and then his ability will rotate him again. And then your turn gets to come around. This is all happening during your opponent's turn, because Prowling Wolf, it triggers when your opponent deploys a creature. And then you can simply play another creature that does damage, or an ability that does damage, and boop, there we go. So you can get this very quickly. That usually doesn't happen because your opponent usually doesn't play into Prowling Wolf. Sometimes they have to, but a lot of times they try and avoid it as best they can, which is fine by me, honestly. Fine by me. Next is Orc Scrapers. Alright, so that's about 4 damage on each corner, hopefully. Maybe 3, so he does a lot of damage. Or Orc Chop a Brute. I like him because he does damage right when he comes into play, with the potential to do rend damage. And it is that standard 5 damage on a card. So he is on par with a slight upside, and then the upside of doing damage right away. Orc Shield Bashers, 1 damage, and it'll reduce your opponent's field by 1, and then he gets to hang around so you can stack on top of him. Or if he's the top of the stack, it's going to prevent 3, deal 1 damage. Prevent 2, prevent 2. Brute Smashes, just a good card to stack on top of. I know he's got a ability if he's on top, but usually irrelevant unless you're trying to get past through damage reduction. I like him because he comes into play and does damage right away. And then he gets to stick around extra long with an X in the back, so you can have extra time to put cards on top of him, to stack on top of him. Swooping Gore-Grunta, nice staple. Deadly Chop, another staple. Just solid cards, guys. Not too many combos with any of those cards, just solid cards. Another solid card, deals up to 5 damage. Activates all of our ability, clunky corners for our quests. And then Mosh Pit, another damage spell, or damage ability, excuse me. 3 damage to your opponent, and then it can do up to 5 damage again. So we can sort of kill our opponent out of nowhere, do like 10 damage in a turn. A lot of times what I was doing was straight up playing 2 in a turn, mob rule or whatever, whichever one I could get better value off of. And then the turn after I'd play the other 2. So if I had 4, and then I could just do, 16 to 20 damage all in one turn, or excuse me, in the course of 2 turns. So taking more than half your life total in 2 turns is pretty good, and your opponent's usually pretty dead at that point. So that is my list that I used to win at GenCon. And guys, I just want to thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comments, and feel free to share the video, even if this is, if this video makes it to my Patreon, or if it just is on my Patreon. Feel free to share the video. It's okay. I'm not going after people that share videos from the Patreon. So if we share videos, it just gets more viewership and shares the game with everyone else. Once you've paid for your chance to see the video on Patreon, so feel free to do as you wish with the video. And again, thanks for watching.